Yo, 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 yo. You hear me? Let me know in the chat. I think you can write down in the chat now if you can hear my voice. So leave a comment. Let's see. Whew. That's the disadvantage of this setup is because I have to turn my neck every time I want to watch the screen. Oh, maybe I can have the screen right here. Maybe. Oh, more like this. Oh, yeah, that's better. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. We on quite soon, like a minute or so, I think. I said we'll start 8 p.m. sharp, so I better stick to it. Let's see here. Oh, yeah. Let's figure this thing out. I hope I'm not alone here, but if I'm alone, it's okay as well. You know, more for me then. I don't know. But, oops. Okay. Anyways, okay. So, yeah. We'll just have to think of what to say in the beginning. I had it and then I lost it, but I can start now. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to share with you some takeaways that I've had this past year, actually, and I want to also know from you guys, or gals, what are your takeaways in the past year, or maybe even more or less? I don't know. What's your maybe your recent discoveries when it comes to mixing and mastering? I would love to know in the chat or in the comments. And yeah, so I'm going to share with you 3 insights. I've like boiled it down. I've learned a lot, but I'm going to boil it down to 3 things. And I think the second one may be the juiciest one and the most painful one to discover. But stick around and see what those are, and also start thinking about maybe things that you are. That you have experienced that have maybe driven you to be a better mixer yourself, to make your own sounds sound as good as possible, your own music sound as good as possible, making it release ready, and to make more music. And that's the whole goal of this channel, to encourage people like myself and you guys to make more songs and with a better sound. So without any further ado, let's go. Oh yeah, I've been waiting to pull that one off live. That's like the vignette live, the bumper, or what it's called. So there are actually 3 things that I want to share with you that I have experienced, and also let me know in the chat or in the comments what you're thinking about when it comes to uh, becoming a better mix engineer for your own music, and maybe even when it comes to mastering. So the first thing I'm going to share is oops. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to share is all about EQing, and it's about making vocals sound more crisp in the high end. I've always used a high shelf of some sort, maybe the Pultec, using the Pultec trick maybe, and I'm going to show you some new techniques that I've picked up the past year and that I've been incorporating into my own workflow. And now let me just show you an example. So let's see. I'll make this. I'll show you with my face a bit smaller, like so. Okay, so as you can see here, in the first example, I'm using high shelf EQ, but with dynamics engaged, so that it banks down on everything that is excessive when it comes to the sharp S's and the sharp T's, for example. And maybe also all the sharp transients are being killed here. So I'm actually lifting it from about 2.5 to 3K. And then I'm ducking down to the base level. So you can see here.
Over på sitte, jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke.
And next up, I'm using a multiband compressor, and this is sort of the same operation, but here I have more control. So I'm using a faster attack and leaving less to the uncertainties. So listen to this.
Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte, jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke.
And finally, I'm engaging a decapitator, a distortion unit or saturation unit. And I've tweaked this one. I'll zoom in on it a bit if that helps. I don't know if it zooms for you, but anyways, okay. So I've tweaked quite a bit of drive, and with the T setting and some low cuts and some tone changes, and then I've used the mix button, the wet dry knob, and I've adjusted to taste, so you can listen. Let's see to this one.
Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte, jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke.
So I'll play all of them once again.
Ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte, jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte, jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke.
Okay, good. Okay, let's see, take it back a bit. This is because my technical skills are on that level when it comes to streaming software that I have pre-recorded the examples. And so yeah, I hope it helps anyways. So that was the first thing. Now I don't see any comments yet. If you have them, just share your thoughts. What do you think so far? Do you resonate with any of these? So I've used to use a high shelf filter I used to use a high shelf EQ to boost the top end of the vocals, but when figuring out the multiband compression or the dynamic EQ or the saturation on the top end, I have not gone back to EQing actually for making that top end zizzle. So I don't know your opinion on that or your experience. You can share, or if you have any related issues that you have discovered lately, share in the comments. Okay, now next up, and this is without being awkward. This was a really painful experience for me. So it started with a video that is one of my top videos on this channel. It's about mastering a beat using FabFilter plugins only, and I have received a lot of nice comments. Many people thought that video was helpful, and it was my honest mastering of a beat without any previous processing. So it was just a raw beat that needed a lot of treatment, but I only had the stereo file. So it was sort of like a challenge that I gave myself. And then I did a lot of stuff with the beat just to display what the possibilities are that I know of, at least. And then I used a filter to gain some headroom. I inserted a high pass filter to gain some headroom. And I just want to show you, I just want to share with you a comment that I had that really hit me in the nuts, I think. And I think he was right as well. So it went like this. So he quotes me, now we've just created more headroom, both here and here. And then he says, no, you didn't. The track was peaking at -7 dB before you added any notes along the way. While adjusting each note, peak level went all over the place, up and down. With both nodes decided and switched on, you saw a peak of -7.2 dB, a negligible difference. If headroom was being recovered, you would expect a significant difference, but that's not what the filter does. The only reason the peak changes at all is because of the IR, or the impulse response of the filter interacting with the music's waveform. And peak can also go up as a result of this interaction in most modes. And then he quotes me again, I removed some energy and therefore there is more headroom now. It's a complete misconception. Ouch. So this was me. And then all of a sudden, I felt like I was a guru of some sort that just had failed to do my research. And it felt really bad. I felt really bad about it. And then I started thinking maybe he's wrong. So I started to experiment and actually discovered, using a lot of A/B testing with pink noise generators, with using filters on pink noise, and checking with all the multimeters in Logic and the insight from Isotope, and I can share and I can show you now what I mean. So it goes like this. Oh my gosh. So here we have, let's see, here we have here I have an EQ inserted on the mix bus of a song that I'm currently mixing.
Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. And I wanna encourage you to look at the insight. This is the metering plugin right here. Now, take a look. If you have the eyes for it, take a look at the RMS level. It's stated down here. It's quite small actually, and take a look at the peak right here, the true peak, minus 11.6, and I reset the levels ever so often, and I play around with the filter on the EQ on the mix bus from 40 hertz up until 80 and even beyond. So you can just take a look at this. Bear with me, it's like a minute or a minute and a half or so, but just bear with me and watch. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skabb, kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skabb, kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skabb, kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skabb, kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle I søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke trasshøl, jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skabb, kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Okay, so what I've learned about this is that I've started becoming really cautious about applying high pass and even low pass filters on the mix bus, especially in the mix bus and in mastering, and also on individual elements. If you have paid any attention to YouTube tutorials on mixing and mastering the past years, I've bet that you have found some tips about high passing almost everything that is not like non-bassy elements in the mix, that you should just put a high pass filter on it and just remove all those low rumble frequencies and such. And that's true to some extent, because you need to remove what you don't need in a track, but it can be too much of the good at some times, because when you filter out, you cause some
you might cause some problems at the cutoff point on the filter. I'm just going to show you. So here's the cutoff point. You see the with the green node here on the filter where it goes down or up, or what you can say. So you see that green node there. That's the cutoff point, and issues can be caused right there. So you can experiment with it, of course. I encourage you to pull up a noise generator with a pink noise and just experiment with cutting off at different frequencies. And it's kind of nerdy, but bear with me. So cut off at different frequencies and watch as the volume or the peak changes by little or a lot. And you can also switch the EQ over to linear phase or natural phase mode, or even switch the slope of the filters. So in this case, I have 12 decibels per octave, but you can try 48 or even 96 or brick wall. So that's like you will see a difference, because there will sometimes be a bump around the cutoff point. And that can cause some buildups that you don't want to have in the mix. So as a consequence, I guess I try out what I try to do when I'm mixing and using high pass filters. Now I go for a 6 decibel per octave slope, or the 12 decibels, because that's the least intrusive and causes the least buildups. And I try to make cuts at different points. So if I have a 40 hertz cut, I do a 60 hertz cut on the next one, for example. I try to aim for it if it's even necessary. Or I use a low shelf. So I'll just turn, instead of cutting, I just shelve it down a bit, so I don't remove it completely, sort of. So that's how I do it now. Now, let me know in the comments also. Have you any experience with filters causing any trouble, or have you also had that misconception about filtering? I don't know. I had to go see for myself using metering and the filters and different source material, and it turns out that Joe Chapman was right all along, and I was wrong. And that was kind of a humbling experience, especially considering that I really don't feel like a guru in any way. I'm just a humble, passionate music lover who loves to mix and master music, and been doing it for quite a while. But I'm no celebrity. Okay, over to the final. Let's see. Over to the final example that I wanted to share with you, and this is something that I've been doing the last couple of months. And you know how everybody says that you should always have the bass frequencies, the sub frequencies in mono? I agree with that, of course, but I like to experiment and try to push the limits of how to. No, I try to push the limits on how mono it should be. So in this instance, I've created. Let's see. Let's have big me going on here. So here I'm big. I've tried to push the limits on how wide I can make the low end. And in this instance, I've made everything from 100 hertz and up until 300 hertz, a bit wider, using a stereo imager, which is also a processor I've typically before shunned a bit. I don't like to use them, especially not on the master bus. But after I had going with my SSL Fusion with the width knob there, with the stereo image control, with the space and the width, I've become a fan of it again. So now I'm using it more and more, and especially to make the bass and the kick a bit more profound and a bit more, what can you say? Not punchier, because you lose some punch when you make a sound wider, but making it more prominent in the mix, making it more feelable, more immersive would be the right word, immersive. So let's see. I'm just gonna show you that. Let's see.
Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil ikke rulle i søla, jeg bare føler det ikke. Det finnes ikke rasshøl jeg vil slikke. Gir jeg ikke labb, gir jeg skam, de kjenner kjøteren på blikket. Øverste bikkje vil ikke øve på sitte. Jeg vil.
So now you can hear I've soloed the 100 to 300 hertz range, and now you can hear with and without the width, and then with and without unsoloed. So listen up. Do you agree that do you agree that it was a lot more it felt thinner when I removed the imaging, and when I turn it back on, it was more immersive? Okay, let's see. Okay, so that was my three. Okay. Okay, so that was my three things that I've learned in the past year. I guess I've learned quite some more as well, but those were the three most important things that I can think of, at least. And I also want to encourage you to share some of your thoughts. What have you learned the past year? Let me know in the chat or in the comments. And yeah, I'll stick around for a bit and just check if you're there. Let's see, because it's a bit difficult to see. Oh, yeah. Okay. I tend to be a bit impatient when it comes to when I ask, but I'll just stick around for a bit as well. So it's okay. Oops. Okay. Okay, cool. Now, if you before I go, I just wanted to mention that I have a couple of other live videos up on the YouTube channel. So you should check them out. And I will go live at least once a month moving forwards now, because I really like it, even though it's a bit I'm not that accustomed to it yet, but I think I will eventually get around to it. And who knows if my audio was gone now or not? I don't know. But anyways, check out one of the other live stuff that I have going on here on this channel, and I can't wait to see you in another live later on. Peace. Oh, that's me. That's like a newbie live streamer is like getting WhatsApps and replying with text, but I don't need to do that. Mr. Smash, what up? And Nordic Aviation, what's going on? Is it Iver, maybe? Håper det går bra med deg. Lenge siden. Ja, sånn cirka. Omtrent. Okay. Much love to you as well, Mr. Smash. Også til deg, Iver. Peace out.